Hello, conscious co-creators, and welcome to your chakra checkup for the week beginning September 8th. When we are out of alignment, it doesn't just feel uncomfortable. It makes everything a bit harder than it needs to be. So for this chakra checkup, we'll be getting guidance for each chakra and each day of the week as it corresponds to each chakra, so you can be prepped to move through the week with clarity, balance, and flow. We're working root chakra to crown chakra, Monday through Sunday. I'm going to give these dice a roll to see what our numbered shuffle is. A 5 and a 2, that's a 7. Okay, we'll lay these out. So we're using a combination of tarot cards, which are these that are lining up now. And we're going to use the Swatches of Chakra deck as well. So we'll set that up to combo with the tarot energy to give us more insight about how the days and the chakras are connecting and blending together for you. So that's the thing, right? They all work together. For optimal alignment, that's the goal. Okay, so we'll start with our Monday energy and the root chakra. The root chakra is located couple of inches below the base of your spine. This is your I am chakra, vibrates to the color red, and really governs everything that is physical. It's where we ground in. Let's see what we have. The 4 of Wands. Look at that lovely card. This card is a card of commitment energy. It's a positive, inspired commitment because we're getting it right away on Monday with the root chakra. It's telling us very clearly that what is going to ground you, stabilize you, protect you, make you feel like you are in alignment with your physical self, walking your path, that your physical journey feels like it's moving in the right direction. You have the strength, the power, and the wherewithal to move forward, is making a commitment of the spirit. A 4 energy is a very stabilizing energy as it is. So to have the stabilizing energy with the stabilizing energy starting the week is a wonderful combination. So if you want to feel grounded or you want to feel rooted as you start the week, it's going to be very important to honor whatever it is that you feel is in complete alignment for you to commit to. This card is also, it's a card of marriage. It's a card of owning something that is going to be stable for a long period of time. It can be a card of really feeling amazingly celebratory about reaching a finish line. So if there is something that you are ready to fully commit to, Monday is the time to set that intention out into the world and to ground yourself in it and to act upon it, or at the very least have the sense of yourself, your mind, body, spirit in alignment with what that commitment is. Let's see what we have connected. Forgiveness energy. This is a heart chakra card. Perhaps, you have felt like you make commitments in the past and maybe you don't stick to them, or you have known that you needed to commit to this, or this is something that is calling you and you have kind of been procrastinating on it, or you haven't been allowing yourself to be in complete alignment or go mode, or to ground into it and say yes to it, like yes, exclamation point. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to commit to. This is what is in alignment for me. I have no doubts. My spirit knows. If you've been kind of delaying that, ignoring that, this tells us to move into the heart chakra, right, which is Thursday energy, but into the heart chakra at the start of the week to forgive yourself or forgive others. But mostly it's self-forgiveness, where you go into your heart and you say, whatever was in the past is in the past. Today, I am starting with this commitment in mind to ground myself for the week ahead. It doesn't matter what I have procrastinated on in the past. I am going to step into this and stabilize myself in this energy. And I'm going to forgive myself for anything that may have stopped me from doing this in the past, or that has blocked me from being able to make this commitment in full or wholeheartedly. And so that's important, right? Don't beat yourself up here. They're asking for you to open up your heart. Forgiveness is a very great tool to be able to do that. At the start of the week, the heart is open. You're not looking backwards, especially not at your mistakes. Instead, you're fully reaching out for that commitment to ground you. Let's see what we have for Tuesday. We've got the sacral chakra on the Tuesday energy. This is your feeling center. The I statement is I feel. It vibrates to the color orange, as you can see, and it's located just below your belly button in the core of your being, lower abdomen. We've got the strength card. This card has definitely been showing up for us in these polls. The strength card is a wonderful card of inner and outer strength. In this case, especially in alignment with the solar plexus energy, this feels very much like inner strength, right? Like you're tapping into what's inside of you that may feel a bit, let's say, uncomfortable. Again, vulnerability is a big word that comes up with the strength card. Trusting that how you're feeling inside yourself is true, what you're passionate about, what you're inspired to do, being able to have the strength within yourself to say, I am going to stick to this. I am brave enough to do this. I have the ability to do this. And it comes from a place within. I'm really not feeling this combination here as external strength and bravery. Although you may need to action things, we'll see what comes up. Right now, I think that the Tuesday energy is really about honoring that strength that you have within you, that spirit that you have within you. If you make the commitment, then tapping into the power to keep that commitment for yourself. If for no one else, for yourself, is going to be very beneficial. They said very beneficial for you in the Tuesday energy. It's holding to that spirit within and knowing I am strong enough to do this. I feel a bit of fear because we're in the feeling center. You know, sometimes our emotional body can get cluttered up with nervousness, fear, anxiousness, worrisome energy about especially the future. If you're committing to something and you're feeling like a little nervous, you're feeling a bit less confident than you, let's say, than you normally are, or your confidence is waning. If you feel a little bit like you're questioning whether or not you can do this, this combination says dig into that power within yourself to move through fear when you know the commitment is right for you, when you know what you're aligned with, and use that. Feel into that. So whatever it is that you've got going on to stop you, let's say, or to continue to delay you, this feels very mental as well. It feels like our mind is kind of bringing up things. This energy says, I feel strong, I feel guided, I know I am brave. I'm going to tap into what truly is inspiring me, or what I know I am meant to commit to at this time, and I'm going to trust that I am fully strong enough to do that. Again, your feeling center is about your emotions, is about your physical touch. But as I said, I think that this is definitely pinging our emotional bodies and asking us to sit in the strength that you have within you. Let's see what is connected. Communication. This goes to the throat chakra here. Interesting. So this energy connects here. This energy connects here. So we're affecting the, middle and the end of the week with the beginning of the week energy. So communication in a throat chakra vibe. The throat chakra is, a communication center. It's where we speak. It's where we listen. And I think, again, I feel it coming from the mind or the mental state. What you're saying to yourself is going to really matter here for you to feel like you're stable and you're strong. You have to keep reminding yourself of the strength that you have within, of your greatness, of your divinity, of that power inside of you to commit to something and know it's right for you and stay the course. That's what it feels like. So really watch out for how it is that you are talking to yourself, the quality of your thoughts, the narrations in your head, right? The thought processes or the thought trains that you're jumping on in the beginning of the week. Again, as it connects to a commitment that you're making, sometimes we can like backpedal and then our mind gets involved and now we're not feeling so strong and not feeling so confident. So it's going to be very important to notice how you're speaking to yourself about whatever it is you're the undertaking is how they're saying it. Whatever it is you're taking on, whatever it is you're saying yes to, be very clear about how it is you want to speak to yourself about it. Use intentional phrases and words. You can prep for that ahead of time if you need to, knowing this is coming up here. It's all about honoring that strength and knowing that you've got this. And that's where all the communication needs to come from. Okay, let's look at Wednesday energy. This is your solar plexus chakra. This gets us into a bit of a willingness energy, action-oriented energy, decision energy. The solar plexus is located just below your rib cage, and it is the I will, I decide, I choose chakra. So again, action-oriented energy. It vibrates to the color yellow, as you can see there. And we have, ooh, wow, yeah. The Action of Wands card in this deck, that is the Knight of Wands. You can see the shadow of this rider here on this horseback, following the guided or the divine path is what this looks like to me. Just follow the path. We're moving uphill here. He or she is up off of the horse. We can see that. This is a very fast moving card. This is about taking action, swift action based on your inner spirit or fire. So we commit here, now we're actioning it. The Knight of Wands is the fastest moving knight in the tarot. Knights are movement and action. So that's why she's named it this. Knights guide us forward. So when we have a Knight of Wands and fire moves the quickest of the elements in the tarot. There's this spark that gets lit. There's this way that is shown for you. Whatever it is that you're actioning, this is going to feel like it's time to do it. That's what it feels like to me. An Action of Wands or a Knight of Wands is a card that says, I know what I'm doing. I'm inspired to do it. Let's go. Let's get after it. The only thing that is coming up as sort of a bit of a warning or something to pay attention to with the Knight of Wands is impulsivity. So the lower expression of this card and this energy is acting from a place of confusion, right? Or acting out of old cyclical patterns. Sometimes the Knight of Wands can be, I feel it, so I go, and I'm not paying attention to anything else. So it's impulsivity. So that can get you in a bit of hot water sometimes, or to a place where you have to backtrack. So you really need to make sure that at the start of the week, you're clear about what you're committing to. You're not looking back, you're only looking forward, tapping into your strength and your power, communicating very positively about the fact that you got this. That way on Wednesday, when we get to this energy, you know what direction you're being led in, and you have the motivation and the ambition and the spirit to go ahead and take that path. Yeah. Again, emotions, energy. Again, our emotional body is really being affected by the communication that's going on and what we're committing to. So communication about what you're committing to. The fact that they're leading us right back to the day before tells us we're pinging this energy. You might be feeling like you cannot take action because of what you're saying to yourself about the commitment you've made or the actions that you want to take, or your spirit and soul knows this is the direction. If you find that you're being held back, it's from the emotional energy, which is from the communication that's going on probably in your mind, right? What you're saying to yourself about it. So they set us up beautifully on Tuesday to be able to step into this energy and go, my emotional body is in alignment and I am ready to step foot on this, or I'm ready to giddy up and go for it, to make this choice, to make this decision, to tap into my motivation, to act upon this. And I'm aligned. I know, not I think, I know. Right? And so your emotions are going to be very important in this. It's definitely not something you want to ignore. You don't want to ignore how you're feeling, and you don't want to ignore how those feelings are showing up, like the line by which they are showing up, which again will probably be about the communication energy. Time to action it here, very clear. Ready, set, go on Wednesday, and hopefully your emotional body is in alignment to aid you in doing that. Let's move to Thursday and the heart chakra. So the heart chakra is the bridge. It bridges the gap between your lower self and your higher self. And because we're in movement here, really needing to tap into our confidence and commitment, the heart chakra is going to bridge us over into the weekend energy. Let's see what we have here. The Spirit of Cups. Lovely. This is the Queen of Cups in this deck. Yeah, I'm just observing the card. We're looking into the ocean for a moment here to observe. It feels like we're taking a real breather to reconnect. Your heart chakra is located in the center of your chest. It vibrates to the color green, and the I statement is, I love. This feels like we're taking a moment to really check in with the heart center and reconnect, making sure, right? So if you're actioning something or you're making decisions now here on Thursday, they're going, okay, now tap back into yourself. We start with the heart and we're leading to here on Thursday, where the Spirit of Cups, or the Queen of Cups, she's a very emotionally competent queen. She's very compassionate, she's very empathetic, and she is like the master of self-care. So she makes sure that before she goes out and listens to other people and engages with other people and is there for them and is caring for them, she has fully taken the time to care for herself. She's listening to her own heart. She's giving that compassion and empathy to herself first. She's making sure her needs are being met and that she's in full alignment with whatever it is that her heart needs. This feels like a pause to dive into your emotional body. Cups is the emotional suit. It's a suit of water. Dive into your emotional body, dive back into your heart, do a bit of a check here on Thursday. It doesn't mean that you're not going to continue the action energy. It just means that they're telling us we need to check in with ourselves. Make sure your needs are being met. Ask yourself, does my heart have what it needs today? Do I understand what my heart is telling me that it wants or needs? Am I being compassionate and forgiving to myself? Especially if you have thoughts that are kind of sitting there and they keep popping up. This is a nice reconnection to what we've already seen here with the pinging of forgiveness in the heart center to keep the heart open. So yeah, it's a pause to check in. Doesn't have to take all day, just a nice note. Let's see what we have here. Okay, yeah. You can see a theme happening, I would say. The self-esteem card. This is a solar plexus card, bumping us back to the emotions energy, which bumps us back to the communication energy and the strength within. Self-esteem, right? How you are feeling about yourself and what you are saying to yourself is really clearly going to matter this week. Tap in for a moment. Ask yourself, where am I acting from? Do I give myself and put myself on the priority list? Am I giving my heart what it needs? Are my needs taken care of and met? Am I having compassion and understanding for myself? Yeah, they're saying like, you need to do that for yourself first. Don't expect anybody else to be doing that for you. Make sure that you're making the time to do that for yourself. It's very important. And it's connected to your self-esteem energy, your solar plexus chakra, and your ability to action what it is that you know is meant for you to action from a positive emotional state, right? It will affect your self-esteem is what they're telling us. And of course, that can slow movement. So do the check-in here on Thursday. Make sure you're still in alignment with what you've committed to and where you're moving and what you're saying to yourself. Let's look at the Thursday energy. Throat chakra vibes here. We saw that showing up very early. And the throat chakra is located where you would think it would be, in the center of your throat. It vibrates to the color blue, and the I statements are I speak, I understand. Maybe I communicate here, since we already saw that popping up. The Seven of Cups. Another nod with the depiction of the card to taking a break for a moment. The Seven of Cups is a card of imagination. You can see this person, who is you, taking a moment on a hammock to envision and survey the options, what they imagine to be the options that they have. This is, again, a card of water or emotions that we're getting here. So we're definitely moving in the line of our emotions. Again, your emotions are going to be important this week. A Seven of Cups asks you to survey your options, choose from the heart. So the fact that we have this with the throat chakra energy, I would say part of this will be about loving communication to yourself and with yourself. That's important. We can see it popping up everywhere. And so when we get to Friday, you may want to take a beat again here. These are very clear check-ins with the heart center. Take a beat for a moment. Look at what you have in front of you, tap into your heart center, and listen to what it's saying. What are your options? Which one feels best? Which one doesn't feel so good? Honoring your heart is going to be very important as we move into the weekend and Friday energy. This is where you choose what's best for you because your heart knows it's best for you. There will be multiple options. Some of them may not be in alignment for you, and that's okay. The goal is to allow yourself to imagine what you'd like, and then imagine your options, and then go with the best feeling one. Let's see what we have here. Okay. The intuition card, which is connected here, the brow chakra. It's a purple energy. I think that that's also going to really just guide us through the weekend. So that tells us our intuition is going to be our guide for the next few days over the weekend. It starts with taking a beat, listening to your heart, and we can see that really starting on Thursday and continuing on Friday. So again, your intuition is going to tell you what it is you need to know about the feeling of the best decision or choice for you. I would say also, because we have these leaning back and listening energies going on, your intuition, tapping in, allowing yourself to be a channel, allowing yourself to listen, allowing yourself to envision, allowing yourself to be a receiver of information. This day may be a good day to not overdo it, to not overschedule yourself, right? To not make too many plans and exhaust yourself. It may be a good day to lean back, survey, and just take in what is being shown to you. The truth here comes from the throat, your truth within. We move through the throat into the heart center to understand your inner truth in order to be able to make decisions that feel intuitively aligned for you. So it's going to be important for you to take that beat, to take that break, and make sure that you're checking in to see what your heart and your intuition has to say about whatever it is you're deciding upon or whichever way you are moving forward. All right, let's see where that lands us here, because we're getting pointed to it, right? This moves us right into Saturday with the brow chakra. The brow chakra is your third eye chakra. It's your inner vision, your inner sight. It's about imagining, right? I imagine, I envision, I see. It vibrates to the color indigo, and it's located right between your eyebrows. We've got the Five of Cups. This also, again, we're inside, we're looking outside at a rainy window pane. It's as if we're kind of tucking in and we're not going out there. We're taking a quiet moment. The Five of Cups, again with the cups, right? We're still in the emotional energy, is a card of emotional sadness or disappointment. And looking at, in this case with the brow, what it is that you have in front of you that you may have been focusing your attention on that doesn't feel so good, that may have been connected to some sort of loss or something that didn't go as well as you'd like it to, or some sort of heart-centered disappointment, so a hurt that you've experienced. The Five of Cups in a high expression gives us the opportunity to take a beat to focus on what it is we'd like to focus on that's going to fill our hearts with joy. But first we must acknowledge the sadness or the loss around it and choose to have a change of heart. So I suspect as we are in commitment and movement energy at the start of the week, once we hit the bridge, we can see emotions. There's some sort of shift that wants to happen here. So being able to tap in at a high level on Thursday and then survey your options and tune into your intuition on Friday leads us to, in high expression, being able to have a change of heart connected to what it is you are envisioning for yourself. So again, taking a beat, listening to your emotional body. Let's see what's connected. Okay. Yeah, psychic abilities. This is showing up as a 6. Even though it's purple in this deck, pinks, etc., are kind of representative of the crown chakra. So the psychic abilities card, they're giving us a 6, again, the brow. There's this real need to kind of look at how do I feel about what I'm envisioning for myself and the truth about what it is I truly do desire, making sure that your heart is in alignment. The commitment that you're making at the start of the week pulls you right into your heart here in order to help you open it up and forgive yourself to be able to move forward. Then we start communicating, and I feel our emotional body just immediately being engaged. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about yourself? What are you going to choose to do about it? And then can you reconnect with yourself to stay in alignment so that your self-esteem stays in the right place to keep moving things forward, so that you know intuitively that you're making amazing decisions. And here we start to have a change of heart because you're trusting in what you're seeing and what you're intuiting and what you are knowing about yourself and the choices and the path you're on and the commitment you've made. So it's going to be important to take the time. This is not the easiest guidance to give. You know, oftentimes people don't want to hear, be patient, take a beat, take a break, connect within. But these 3 cards lining up like this with this really clear connection to your knowing, it is going to be important to really trust yourself and to not, it's like not deceiving yourself. Or something like that. It's like, don't brush your heart aside. Listen to what your heart has to say. If you need to feel into something that feels like it was disappointing for you in order to understand that there is still more for you, that you don't have to stay in the disappointing energy. Sometimes we can get lost in that with a 5 of Cups. So perhaps that is the warning. But the goal of a 5 of Cups is for you to honor the emotion around it that may be hard or painful, while then allowing yourself to look around and say, what do I have here still to be able to tap into? That is, in this case, connected to my vision, connected to my heart center, connected to what I want and the options that I have. So I can honor myself fully and stay in my inner strength and power, to aid myself forward. So your intuition is going to have a big part over the weekend for you connecting to your heart clearly and understanding how you can shift the narrative or shift what you're saying to have a better emotional experience or the most positive, healing emotional experience around whatever it is that you're deciding upon or acting upon or committing to. Wow. Okay. Now, Sunday energy. Okay. I'm very interested to see where this is going for us to close the week. This is your crown chakra. Your crown chakra is located a couple of inches below the crown of your head. It is your knowing chakra. So we're kind of being pinged here as we move through the weekend to tap right in for the Sunday energy. It vibrates to the color violet or purple, and the I statements around it are, I know, I understand. So let's see what we have. Ooh, the Three of Wands. Okay. If you have been leaning into the listening and the connection and trusting in the knowing and what you're being given and exploring there, trusting yourself, acting from that place, choosing from that place, etc. When you get to this energy here, the Three of Wands, there may be a very clear path that you are starting to plan for and or continuing to move on. The Three of Wands is a card that I always feel like it takes us through the gamut of things. Like depending on where you are, the Three of Wands can have you understanding your options and really being able to be very clear about what your options are. If you're confused about that Thursday and you're tapping in here by the crown chakra day or Sunday, you may be very clear about the paths that you have to choose from. If you already know and have selected the path and you're moving on it and it feels very attuned and aligned still, beginning of the week, and now you're staying in alignment here, and you're just, being very clear about consciousness around your emotions and staying positive and feeling and then staying in a positive frequency about that. The Three of Wands on Sunday for you may be, I am embarking upon this path, or I'm really starting to make very clear plans. Things are coming together. It's evident which way I need to go, what I need to choose, what is coming up next for me, where I'm being led. So we've got the Three of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Action of Wands or the Knight of Wands this week for spirit energy, fire energy. So to have us coming back to this on Sunday, it tells me that you're going to know if the commitment you made at the start of the week is the direction you're meant to go in. And if you've just been thinking about finding information on what you're trying to choose, by Sunday, you may have this very clear knowing, these are my options and this is the one that feels the best for me. So I am going to choose that for myself because I know or understand that that is the way to go. The Three of Wands wants us to survey our path and to choose the option that we are being most called to from our spirit or from our inner fire, right? So there's this coming back to that energy and the commitment or the choice that we saw showing up on Monday, on Sunday, to verify again. It's like you may, at the start of the week, say yes to this, really tap in, take the actions, and then as you're tuning in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're getting other messages, you're shifting things around, or maybe you're making a whole different choice altogether. You go, I thought that was good, and as I actioned it and then tuned back in, I think this is a better option, or this feels more aligned for me. So by Sunday, I suspect we're going to have some clarity because they prime us for it. They set us up for it, and then we have this beautiful Three of Wands showing us where we need to put our energy and attention and what feels in best alignment for us. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Creativity. And back to the solar plexus. Again, your feeling center, your emotional body is going to play a very big role this week because it is going to give you the knowledge through the feeling. So if it feels good, right, and then your intuition checks it off, and your mind is on board, so the narratives that you have going on are communicating to you something very positive. By the time you get to Sunday, it's going to feel very inspiring. You may feel like there's a new way to use your creativity or your passion or your skills or your talents, right? And that you're strong enough to do it because you have the communication and you've tapped in to verify and you've allowed yourself to shift and say, this is what can serve me. This feeling is what I want to go after. This is what I still have to work with. It makes sense to me now. It's a knowing. Let's use all of our beautiful, emotional, inspired, passionate energy to really go after this, or to choose this for yourself, or to plan, start planning, realistically planning to move in this direction. Yeah, the emotional body is definitely going to give us what we may be confused by in other spaces and places. So I would say overall, the start of this week feels like we do need to choose and then listen to what you're saying about the choices that you're making. What is your spirit saying? Where are you going? How are you deciding? What does it feel like? Because by the time you get to Thursday, there's this whole reconnection into your heart center that informs the other areas and leads you to this beautiful Sunday energy that says, yes, this is the right direction. I want to go in this direction. I feel I am inspired to go in this direction. This is in alignment for me, and I'm ready to move forward, right? It may be something different than you initially thought, but that's okay. Your heart will guide you for sure. And it's really a wonderful energy to tune back in, to start moving in a way that feels in alignment. Instead of guessing, this is definitely a knowing and a tapping into your true spirit to inform you. I love the energy. To make your next step easy, click on the Chakra Pick a Card video to see which specific energy center may need more of your attention this week. And feel free to explore the Astro Guidance playlist for your insight on Saturday's aspect that is coming up, which is Vesta entering Sagittarius. Please hit subscribe so you never miss a reading, and thank you so much for watching.